What is going on, you guys? Welcome back and welcome to another episode of me doing unnecessary things to my truck when I should be getting ready to leave. But couldn't help myself. Last video, if you missed it, check it out. But I cut 3 big holes in the hood of this truck so I can install these vents. Now they aren't completely useless. They should be actually pretty functional, because if you can see down in there, you can see. Oh, let's get over here where you can actually see. You can see the engine, so I'm hoping as we're driving down the road, all the wind going through the radiator and up and over that hood is gonna help pull some of the air out of our engine compartment and bring those temperatures down. Help keep everything cool, so hoping they'll be pretty functional. Have not driven the truck yet. Like I said, I should be packing, I should be getting ready to go, but couldn't help myself. I'm rummaging through all my stuff, and I came across this. This is a LED strip, and I bet you can't guess what color. Yes, you're right, it's red. So, now, I don't know if you remember or if you're new. Let's just say this. If you are new, here's what I've done. These LED lights here are wired in, so they come on with the park lamps. And they do go off when the headlights are on. But I figure I'm going to use the same circuit. I'll pull this grill off. And what I want to do is run the lights up and around our grill opening here. That way when I turn the lights on and these LEDs come on, we get a red center, like a red mouth basically, in the front of the truck. And I really do think that would look pretty cool in the dark or at night when you're parked. People walking around, it's gonna grab attention. So I bought them for something. I don't remember what it was. I forgot really I even had them until I was just rummaging through stuff, looking for some spare fuses, relays, pigtails, stuff like that. Ran across it. So I'm gonna get you guys set up here in my cameraman, on my little cameraman stand here, and we'll start pulling that grill off again. We're gonna pull the grill off again, hopefully for the final time before I leave, but let's get that thing off and start wiring in some lights. All right, got you in the stand. Figured I'd save you from the agonizing pain of me taking the grill off again for the millionth time since I've started building this truck. But if you are curious on how it comes out, I did upgrade this truck. This truck's a 93. I upgraded to a 94 to 98 grill. It's 4 screws on the top here. You got 1 in each on top this way, and then 1 here, and of course it mirrors on the other side of the truck. Then the bottom side, you got to remove the blinkers. Get your hand in there and undo the plastic clips, because the grill and the little filler piece down here snap together. 88 to 93, the grill is held in all the way around, and the little filler panel snaps to the grill. So those are the 2 little differences. Figured I'd save you the hassle of me doing that. I've also went ahead and just get you in here so you can see, hopefully. Take in this harness here that I made to go across the truck. And this is the harness that is wired into these little LED lights in our headlight and blinkers. They come on when the park lights come on and then go off when the headlights come off. So I figured that would be a good place for me to wire in our red LED strip. And so I just went ahead, cut the harness, stripped it back, added some of these spade connectors here, or push lock connectors, and then use some heat shrink to reattach our loom to the wires. You can use tape if you want. I like to use heat shrink. To me, it looks a little neater and then doesn't get all sticky with the heat. If somehow, I'll get that out later. Enough of that. So here is our LED lights. Gone ahead and stripped back our little wires already. Now these are really tiny wires, so kind of take care. You can see here they've got a little piece of their own heat shrink that's been attached. I've gone ahead and added an extra piece, and I'm going to add these 2 little guys here over the wires as well to kind of help strengthen everything up. I don't want it breaking while it's on this truck, so just going to go ahead and strengthen that up a bit. make sure to slide the heat shrink on before you put your little connectors on, because then it would be a pain if you didn't. You'd be cutting connectors off. So just slid the little heat shrink over there as well. We'll go ahead and heat everything up after I crimp these guys on. All right. So, and I like using these guys when I'm using crimps. They do have the other ones that are a little cheaper. They're those blue, red, and yellow ones you can get at the auto parts store. You can buy these at the auto parts store as well. They're usually twice as much, and that's because this end right here is also heat shrink. So once you crimp your connector on, take the heat gun to this, and it will shrink down over the wire and kind of releases a little glue, locking everything together. Kind of helps keep from pulling these things apart. So, and always, if you're using, let me see, let me get this on here. I'm going to show you guys too. If you're using the cheaper style crimpers, it doesn't really matter, because it basically smashes these things. But I've got a set of crimpers that a buddy of mine bought me a while ago before I moved out here. I'm going to show you here. So I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but on the inside of these little crimpers here, it will focus, but usually on the top side here, it is split. So, and if you got an expensive style crimpers, you'll have a little shoe shape here and a little dimple up here. That dimple goes on the opposite side of that split. And this little shoe here is meant to help keep those that together. Let's see. So maybe it'll focus now, but it'll keep those splits together and crimp on the back side. You can use them on the blue ones. They're not really, if you go, it'll kind of push through this heat shrink up here, but I've never really been too worried about that, because of course the top here is open as well. So show you, there you go. But I've never really been able to punch all the way through it. So get that to focus for you. So crimped on the back side there. If I could show you on the middle there, that little horseshoe or that little bowl on our crimpers kept the two split ends together, keeping this nice and tight. So now I'm going to slide our heat shrink up underneath that heat shrink. Just like that. We'll use our little heat gun here. Let's see here. Whoops, get you spun around. Now you can pick one of these little heat guns up at Harbor Freight. They work really, really well, actually. And I've had this one for many years. I don't know if the camera will pick them up, but you can see it starts to, our little tubes start to shrink down. And I'll get it up here and show you. You can use a lighter too if you want it, but just make sure, be aware of the flame, because you get the flame too close, it will burn everything. So all right. So now you guys can see there, our little connectors, our heat shrink has shrunk around the wire. Our connectors, our little terminal ends have shrunk around our heat shrink. So now once all that cools down, it'll be harder. We'll go ahead and pull this other heat shrink over. Pull our sticky tape back so we can get to it, and then pull this down here. Like I said, all I'm doing is strengthening this end up, because they are small wires and they looks like it might be kind of fragile. I'm going to just heat shrink that over all the other stuff there, keeping everything nice and snug, nice and tight. And once it cools down, it'll be a lot stronger. Now, you might be wondering, how am I going to tell which one's negative, which one's positive? Cool thing is, these little LED lights, if you hook them up wrong, they won't come on. So let's go ahead and plug this into our little harness here. I'll go ahead and hit the light switch on the dash there. Well, our park lamps are on, but our little LED strip did not come on. So, like I said, no big deal. They are not even going to try to come on if you hook them up wrong. They only come on when you hook them up one direction. Neat thing is you're not going to burn this strip up if you get it wrong. And if you get it wrong, just come out here, unplug it, plug it back in the correct way. And now you see we got our red lights. And I think that is going to look really, really cool when it starts to get dark outside and you go through the mouth of this truck. We'll have our little LED lights on. So we'll go ahead and grab our grill. And with a little magic, have our lights installed around the mouth of our, just have our lights installed. Already done. So I have gone ahead and installed the lights around the mouth of our grill. And this is what we've got. Figure this would probably be the best bet because I know that I personally like to see the light. I just don't want to see the lights themselves. So when I turn the lights on, all I want to see is the red glow. Down here is a little bit of super glue along the sides here. I put a little super glue on it as well. Up here, I use some 2-part epoxy. It's a little stronger and hopefully help, once this is all set up, it'll help hold that light string up in place, keep it from falling down. Now, this does have sticky tape on it and it will stick, but I don't know what it will do with the heat being so close to the radiator and stuff. So I figured let's help it out, put a little glue on it, keep it from falling down. So now I'll get you in the stand here real quick. We'll go ahead and install it. Get our grill button back up, get it snapped into place, get our lights plugged in, and well, turn it on and see what it looks like. So here we go. Grill is installed. Lights in the shop are off. I'm trying to get it as dark as I possibly can in here to give you guys the full effect, or at least as much as I can during this time of day. It is still a little light outside, so and truthfully, I'm looking at it right now with the orange lights, the LED halos, and the red mouth. I think it'll look really, really cool, especially once I get all the bodywork done, the hood painted, the side of the truck wrapped, so you kind of get the full effect of what's going on. I think it'll look really, really neat, especially when it's really dark outside. You might be able to see some of the glow through our little hood scoops there, which I'm still really digging, and I'm glad that I decided to do that. So, but anyways, enough teasing you guys. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's show you. Here you go. So there is our red mouth, and hopefully, maybe you guys agree, maybe you won't. But as soon as the hood's painted the black to match our scoops, to match the color of our grill, once we get the sides all done, I'm not 100% sure what I'll do with the bumper yet. I don't think I can stay chrome. I think it might be look a little funny. But for right now, I think this looks really, really cool, especially for something that just was not expensive. And you can see, you can't even tell, you see the glow of the lights, but you cannot see the lights, and I think that really, really makes a difference. But like I said, this wasn't really on my plan of things to do before leaving. I was just looking for some parts, some extra parts to take with me, make sure I have it. And I happened to run across that little thing, so I figured, you know what, let's do another little video. It was very, very inexpensive. I think these spools are like, I think the lights are under $10 on eBay. I'm not 100% sure. Just go on there, look up LED light strings or LED light rolls, something like that. It was very, very easy to install. I just had to add a couple connectors to a harness I already had in there. And you don't have to have a harness like that. You can plug it into your park lamps the same way. The only difference is yours are probably going to stay on the entire time. So just be aware of that. But anyways, like I said, it was cheap. It's very, very easy to do, very inexpensive. Gave that truck a little bit more character, a little bit more flair, I think. And truth, I mean, and it can always be undone if I don't like it in life, right? If it just happens to be where it's just, I changed my mind about it, all I gotta do is take the grill off and just unstick it from the super glue and pull it off the back. Or not even, or just unplug it, right? I hid it in a way where you can't even see the light string. All you see is the light. So no one's ever really gonna know it's there. But that's it. Very simple, very easy. Figured it'd be a nice little, another little fun video. And just give it a little character. That's all. Figured it would go neat. Anyways, that's where I'm at with the truck. I have seriously now got to quit playing around. I've got to finish getting all my little things ready. Make sure I got all my stuff in order. So, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for watching. Have fun with your projects. Make them your own. Again, too. And get out there. Don't forget to get out there and support small businesses. If your friends are starting something up, help them out too, right? Anyways, you guys, enough talking. I gotta get ready. I gotta get stuff packed. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with your friends. Tell me what you think down below. Do you like the lights? Do you not like the lights? Let me know. But thanks, guys, for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.